welcome back to the video, and this series is Road to AI ML Engineer, and in this video we will talk about Matplotlib. This is a very important crash course for any data scientist or ML engineer, and to do this there should be a prior knowledge of Python, a basic level of understanding of Python language, and understanding on statistics is a good to have skill before you start this particular video. And if you are completely beginner to the statistics, that's also fine. You can just go through the coding part of that and try to understand different aspects of how we show the data. So let's talk more about Matplotlib. So Matplotlib is a Python library which is used to show or represent the data in a more human readable and understandable manner, right? So this particular website is a official documentation of Matplotlib. So this is a must-have library for this particular video. And if you don't have this library, you can just install it using pip install Matplotlib. And if you are into some other environment that is like Conda and all, so you can also install using this particular command. Okay, let's also talk about the website, what all it has and what all we can extract from this. So there is something called as plot types. So here we can see all the different types of plots which we can do using Matplotlib. There are lots and lots of plots and different ways to represent the data. So in this video we will since it's just a crash course, so we will go through the most frequently used plots. So that is one part of this, and they also have reference, examples, tutorials, the complete documentation of Matplotlib, everything. And if you just go to the landing page of that, you can also see some cheat sheets which we can use. This is very handy when you are actually developing something, or you are there as a data scientist and you want to quickly grasp few of the things which Matplotlib provides. So this would be a very useful tool for you. So yeah, let's get back to the code now. So in this tutorial I'm using Colab, and mind you, this particular Matplotlib comes pre-installed in this particular environment. So yeah, so let's start with the basic line draw. So what I'm using is from SkyPy, I'm using norm class, and also I'm importing matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So in the first line I'm just doing np.arange. np is a numpy library. So what I'm doing here is I'm just saying I want a range of values in a np array or numpy array, which ranges from -3 to +3. This is the range which I need, and this is the step. So what this means is I want a list of values which ranges from -3 to 3, and the count or the step of the values should be 0.001. So I'll just comment these two lines for now, and I'll just print first 10 letters of x. So let's print first 10 elements. So what it means is -3 and -2.999 -2.998. So from this to this there is 0.001 decrease, right? So this we call it as step. So we are providing step and we are providing the range so that we get the array, right? So I'll just remove that and move this back. Okay, after that, once we got the data, we need to represent that as a graph, right? So what we can do is we can just say plot plt.plot, and we are providing this x, and from this SkyPy I'm using norm.pdf_x, and plt.show will actually show the graph. So as you can see, we got a beautiful graph here, and it has a proper shape, and since this range is there, we can also able to say it, right? So this is the very basic graph which we do, and let's move on with the next set of things which we can do. So in this one, what happened was we just plotted one particular graph, that is one line. So what if we want to plot multiple graphs? So same thing what we did here, plt plot. Plt plot, we just do the same way, and we can also do one more plot in the same plt, so that it will just combine those two things in the same graph and show it, right? So here what I'm doing, in the norm pdf, I just earlier just added x, now I have added 1 and 0.5. So here 1 means the mean and 0.5 means standard deviation. So these two I have added. So when I just run this, you can see we can see two lines in the graph. So one being the same thing which we ran in the first place, and I have added one more which is of color orange, right? So in this way we can plot multiple lines or graphs in the same plot, right? So moving forward, what if now we are just running this one on the collab and we can able to see it. This is a preview, right? We can able to see it. But what if we want to generate the reports and like want to show it in some ppt or something else? So we can also save a graph using plt. So the save command is save function is save figure, save fig, and we can just name the graph name what it should be stored, right? So we can just run this one now. So as you can see, in the files you can able to see the graph.png image, right? I can just download this one and just open this. So you can see here the image got generated and it is downloaded into my local system. So in this way you can also download graphs and then use it in your own reports in ppts or words or anything else you can use. Okay, this is all about saving to a file. So now moving forward, let's do some like configurations and try to customize this graph a little bit. So now we just have x-axis, y-axis and the graph. What if we want to have some configurations, like let's say I want to adjust my x-axis numbers and y-axis numbers. So what we can do is we can just save plt.access into a variable, and it has lot of properties. One is x limit and y limit. So x limit is we can specify the limit of x-axis. So what this means is the x-axis line should be between -5 to 5. Okay, so this is the configuration which I am giving for x-axis, and for y limit we are setting it to 0 to 1. So the line, so here 0.0, 0.1. So this one I'm setting in between 0 to 1, right? And I'm also setting some x ticks and y ticks, right? So what this means is a step. So what I showed in this 0.01001, right, this step. So same thing we need to do it here. So since we have already set the limit from -5 to 5, I'm setting the ticks as -5, -4, -3, like that. So till 5 I'm setting it. Similarly for y-axis also I'm doing the same thing. Since I have set the limit from 0 to 1, I'm setting the ticks to 0 to 1. Okay, and similarly like above, I'm just plotting two graphs and then I'm showing it. So let's check how it is displayed here. Okay, as you can see, it started from -5 to 5, and the ticks was -5, -4, -3, -2, like this. And similarly the y-axis is also aligned in the configuration which we have set. So same thing, earlier it was like this, it automatically adjusted the x-axis and y-axis ticks, and if you want to configure and try to override this particular thing, then you can use something like this. Okay, this is about adjusting the axis. Now we'll also talk about adding a grid. So in the above graph, there is this plain white sheet, right, in the background. So what if we just add a grid here, so that becomes more sense when we are trying to check and analyze the values. Okay, so what we can do is access equal to access, and access has this grid function which will activate the grid, and rest everything looks the same. So I'll just run this code. So now as you can see, we have a grid, proper grid, and using that we can easily understand where a particular point is pointing to. Okay, here it was a bit more difficult to understand, but here we can easily identify and understand what which point is where, and we can point it, right? So this is about adding a grid. Now let's move on to change line types and colors. Okay, so till this point we had this lines, right? We just had lines and we didn't had any control over the colors of the lines. It was just happening by default, but we can also modify that. So in the first plot, what I'm doing is I'm setting this third parameter as b, that is blue color, and here I'm setting it as r, that is red color. So if I run this, so you can see I'm using this colon here so that it came as a dotted line, and it was a hyphen here so it came as a proper line. It's actually there are a lot of points in between this one, so it's looking like a proper line, but it's actually hyphen. So this is what we can set the types for the line and also the colors. So even this we can configure and manipulate in Matplotlib library. Okay, so next, moving forward, so let's say we want to have a label. So let's say we want to have a label for x-axis, y-axis, and what if we want to have a legend? Like we need to tell the viewer, right? So which line represents what. So this we can easily do using plt x label, y label. So this we can set the normal string to the x label and y label, and we can easily plot that. And using this legend function, we can set the text for the legend as well, right? Location lock specifies the location of the legend. So I'll just run this one. So now you can see we have this labels, beautiful labels getting added, and we can also see the legend getting added. So if I just change number to 6, it's coming somewhere here, right? So this is a location, this is just a location. You can play around with it and place it anywhere where you want that to be. But yeah, so this is all about adding labeling the axis and adding a legend. Okay, so next, coming forward, we have xkcd style. So what this means is, let's say you want to have a funny and interesting graph where the graph looks like a human drawn graph. So you can just do plt.xkcd, and there are some lines of code which I have written just to make the graph look better. So I'll just run this one. So you can see here it looks like a more human drawn diagram instead of a proper lines. It just looks like someone is drawing this one. So something like this we can also do in Matplotlib. We call it xkcd style. I'll leave it to you to understand this one. Like you can take it as a homework from this video that you need to understand just by googling stuff. Just try to understand what I have done this in this one, and also let me know in the comment section. Like you can just give me this small brief of what exactly these lines are, right? I'll leave it to you. Okay, moving forward, so let's say you want to have a pie chart now. So first thing is I'm just removing the xkcd style, so we can just do rc defaults, sorry. We can just do, and then that particular configuration like this will be removed, and we are doing some stuff. I'll just run for now just to show. Okay, so this is the pie chart which we have created using this code. So in the values list, I'm actually specifying the values, like whatever percentage you are seeing, right? So those things we are specifying here. And in the colors, I'm specifying the list of colors. So this is pointing to 12, this green is pointing to 55, blue is pointing to 4. It's like that. And there is something called as explode. We can also explode few things, like let's say you want to move this particular chunk of pie outside, so then that also we can do using this explode thing. And I'm also giving the labels to it, like I'm giving, since I have I think 5 values, I need to give 5 labels to it. And this pie function will actually create a pie chart. So I'm just passing values, explode I'm passing, labels, colors, and auto packed. So here it just converts that to a percentage, and I'm also giving a shadow as true, so that it just looks like a 3D pie chart. And then I'm just giving a title, that is student locations. So after this show, it just prints out the uh, pie chart in a more human readable way. So in this way we can also do pie chart. Moving forward, we'll also do some bar charts and scatter plots now. So same thing, I have given a list of values, and then I have given colors list. Now we call bar function to create a bar chart. So I'm just giving a range between 0 to 5, and then values I'm passing the same thing which I have created, and I'm also passing the colors. So in this way I'll get a bar chart. So the colors have been picked from this colors list, and then the values have been picked from the values list. Based on that, it has created a bar chart. Okay, next, moving on. So for the scatter plot, I'll just run the plot, and this is the most important plot which you will be using in the machine learning concepts to understand the underfitting and overfitting of the models. So to do that, I am using this np.random function, which will generate a random numbers of 500 length. And then for the y-axis also have done the same thing, and just putting scatter function and then passing these two will create a beautiful chart, which is a scatter plot. Okay. Next, moving forward, so there is something called as histogram as well. So same thing I have done. I have just used numpy library to generate some incomes, and then I'm doing this hist function, and then it will generate me a histogram. Okay. So next, coming to box and whisker plot. So this is something which is very important to understand the outliers, and to understand where exactly our data is concentrated. Those things can be easily understood and analyzed in this particular chart. So in this graph, you can easily visualize the spread and skew of the data. So you can see how much your data is spread, and those things you can analyze. And also the red line which is there here, the red or the orange line, which represents the median of the data. And the box surrounding this particular line represents first and third quartiles. So your most of the data is concentrated in this, under this particular box itself. These are the outliers, and we can ignore these outliers and try to concentrate more on the data which is present under these particular lines. So in this way we can analyze many stuff, and this Matplotlib is a great library to learn and try to advance more skills on how we can visually show the data. Because end of the day, whenever you are doing machine learning models, it is very important to analyze the data before you actually feed the data into the model. It is very important to analyze and interpret the data, and before cleaning the data and pre-processing also, there is something which we need to analyze using the plots. At that time, Matplotlib will definitely help us understand the data and try to generate reports out of that. So this is a very small crash course on Matplotlib library, and it has lot of other things which which will definitely help us, but this is something which we generally use in machine learning world and to generate projects. So yeah, so that's it for this video, and let me know if you have any doubts and questions. I'll be open to help. You can just ping in the comment section. So until then.